Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Off Feelz podcast, where we provide the space for authenticity, transparency, and vulnerability. Today's guests are the owners of MEN0'S Birria, a known hotspot for the best birria tacos in East Texas. Please help me welcome my best friend,
Barely
Leslie,
graduated.
and her husband, Emmanuel.
Run the streets.
So, do you have any certifications or anything like that?
The first one I received was barely like what 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
3 weeks
No,
ago because of my job because they offered it to
they
me.
off and they put you to
Well,
school
pretty much
through them.
I had to take their course for me to be able to make what I make now.
What was it? What certification was it?
It's a MSM. It's like so it's maintenance support mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
So at my job, my title is a mechanic, pretty much like working on pumps, motors.
Maintenance and make sure you
Yeah,
change them.
yeah, exchangers, tubing, piping. Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then you just had
And
how
from that,
long?
you learned a lot because now you do stuff at our house, and I'm like, man, you know what you're doing? Like, yeah, I'm like, okay,
How long was the course?
The course took what was it?
2 years,
2 years.
2 years,
Uh
Were you going full time or
huh.
was it just like
Nah, well,
and that's like, and that's why we kind of stopped whenever we did sell the home. Plus that, and then when we decided to do the business when we did because he still had school.
yeah. So it took 2 years. So my schedule with where I work at now was Monday to Thursday, and the good thing about it is I was going to school during my work schedule.
oh okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. So then when
Where you
before,
working?
well, let's are we live or no? Are we live? I work I work here local. I work here local.
Okay.
But so before that, we were doing the whole taco deal, and then for after a while, we kind of stopped doing it because there was like the city cracked down on me, trying to figure out where I was at, what I was doing, and so like my goal was like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and get a trailer, do it the legal way,
Mhm.
Then luckily this job contacted me because I've been trying to get on with this job for like or this company for like 4 years now. And when they called me, it was like, all right, I just need to focus on this job and put the taco side or the taco business to the side for a while.
Yeah.
And then after a while, it's like me, I've always wanted more and more and
Yeah,
more.
he always did.
I always did like if I made like $10 an hour back in the day, that was a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, how old
Because
were
that
you?
was
Hold on.
because at
Yeah.
15
Like,
in
oh yeah.
2003, I
Like
was making
yeah.
$5
So like the most I
an
made, I
hour.
was like 18. It was like $10 an hour. I go out of town, make like 150 per diem. I was like working the oil field, and for me, I'm like, dang, that's a lot of money,
Yeah.
But I've always wanted more and
So you're
more
ambitious.
and more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Are you
more.
ambitious?
I think at one point I wasn't raised to be ambitious
Okay.
because I think your parents tell you go to school, work, and I guess be there till
Mm-hmm.
you
Till you
die.
die.
Till you die, basically.
Till you retire.
Till you
Yeah.
retire or whatever. Whenever none of my family was ever like business into anything like
Yeah.
that. So that's how I was like. I was always scared. I was like more secure. If I'm secure, I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's good.
Stability is
Stability,
big for
yes.
you.
Because unpredictable and stuff like that. No, like we had to know, like
Take a
what?
risk.
Yes, we can't take no risk at all.
Are you? Do you come from a family of entrepreneurs?
I think my dad. Uh, so my dad, he like since I've known him, so I kind of wish when I was younger, I kind of would kind of understood now what he was been trying to do because when I was younger, he'd be like just trying to put me on the map with him. He was like, look, son, like I'm doing this, uh, kind of just trying to show me the way. If
Mm-hmm.
you get involved, we'll blow up together.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, I was just didn't care. You
A
know,
knucklehead.
I had the homies hanging out,
Yeah.
doing dumb stuff. You know what I mean? But like now, I kind of got to figure it out. Like, dang, like if my dad, because he passed away in 2014.
Okay.
So like, if my dad was still here, it's like, hey, dad, we up. We're blowing up. Like we're doing good. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, he was a businessman. He worked at a restaurant, which I won't say where he worked at, but he worked at a restaurant. Worked there for plus 20 years. Was doing good for himself. A lot of people knew him, knew his background, knew where he's from. And then slowly, slowly, started like trying to do his side business.
Because he was running a business
Yes,
basically, but just not in
exactly.
his name.
Exactly. And then when he got his own side business, it was just like a whole different ball game. Like he was doing real good, but kind of like me, like he didn't want to stop.
Yeah.
He like found ways. He bought cars and flipped them. And I always had like an idea, you know, like he could say, "Hey, we'll buy a house, we'll flip it." You know what I mean? That's how I am. Like I'll say something, but it won't happen like in a year or 2 years. It
Mm-hmm.
might take time. And that's how he was. He was just like always had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like his mind was
Always
always
a way
running.
to try to figure things
Yeah,
out and
yeah.
different revenues
hmm
basically.
That's how I am. Like I feel like we don't have what we should have, and luckily, thank God we have what we have, which is more than what I like ever had. I'm like, I still want more, more, and more, and more.
What do you want? Like when you say you want more, what do you mean by
I don't know. I just think like I just
He's just very ambitious.
I
And
just
I
don't
think
want
I
to.
kind
Yeah,
of and I think I kind of stopped that a little bit because I was never like I was ambitious in sports,
that? Mm-hmm.
like
Something that you could
cuz I
get
already
instant gratification in,
yes,
and that's not gonna unstable you like as far as like financially and like
yes,
now
cuz
you
I
have kids and it's
yeah.
like a
yeah,
lot more that goes into
Yes, so
that.
I was
right,
more like, what's A, Y, and Z, like what's gonna happen with A, B, and Z, or A, B, C, D, and
Overthinker.
overthinker. And
yeah,
I
for
was
sure.
like, oh my gosh, what about this? What about that? And
Mm-hmm.
and so since for me, I already fulfilled my thing, which was go to school, graduated, and then went to college, did soccer, and then even my obstacle, which was being a teen mom during that period, and still was able to graduate
Mm-hmm.
and got my bachelor's and did all that, and still um, was able to work in the profession I graduated from debt free because I didn't. It
Yeah.
was a full ride scholarship for soccer, so I fulfilled that dream for my parents. Like my dad was a big thing in soccer.
Yeah.
He
Oh
loved
yeah, I know. Baby, because he will leave you stranded if you missed a PK.
Yeah.
He will
Yes.
leave you at right back with your coach because
I'm not about to.
hmm
Yeah.
you a disgrace right now.
Really?
And that wait, hold on, because we're gonna touch base on dads
Okay.
Yeah.
because that's tough.
Yes, because I felt like I was always not good enough for him because of the simple fact I was like, man, like if I saw him, I got nervous whenever I was playing because I knew he expected a lot out of me, and then wanted me to be somebody. And then when he found out, I was
Pregnant.
pregnant, becoming a parent, like, what are you gonna do? And so I was telling him, no, I'm gonna still do this, this, and that. And I knew they were probably like, yeah, you're crazy. Like, how are you gonna even finish school or continue playing? But it actually happened like that, just
Yeah.
out because I also made sure I pushed myself. So once I got to a point where I knew, like, okay, I already, I fulfilled that,
Mm-hmm.
did that, and had my kid, and working, got to graduate, and they saw me graduate and all that. And they told me, they're like, well, we didn't ever think, but we didn't want to say anything, but
Yeah.
but I'm also a strong minded person,
Yeah. And
like,
an overthinker.
and an overthinker. So like, I know if I put my mind to it, I know I can get it done.
Yeah. How tough has it been, or do you want to talk about how it is now that you are and like seeing your business flourish and you guys sell out the day that you guys are like y'all post up and
Right.
y'all sell out,
Right.
and how is that
I just think it's
with
pretty. Yeah.
not being able to call your dad and say, Dad, look, this is
Oh.
what we're doing right
Oh.
now.
Man, that's tough because not a lot of people know about this, but like, I mean, every day I think about my dad.
Yeah.
Like even if I don't tear up or like I don't show no sadness or hatred, like every day, every morning when I wake up, first thing on my mind is my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like now it's kind of hard. Like yes, it's a blessing because all this mainly like to be honest, yes, it's something that I think I picked up and I like doing as far as cooking or just like making it happen. I was like dang, dude, like you're doing this. Your dad would have been happy, but
Yeah.
like most of all, I think I'm doing it more for him and then my family,
Mm-hmm.
or it can be vice versa for my family and then my dad.
Like honoring him
You
in a
know what I
sense.
mean.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard, like for sure. Luckily, I still have my mother,
Yeah.
and she's been like a huge backbone. Like she's always there. I call her up. I say, "Hey, mom, like for example, I need some change. Like I'm out of change. Can you come help me out? Spot me, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like do some money exchange. Like yeah, like what you need. Like hey, like I ran out of napkins or whatever the case is.
Like she's a runner.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Like hey,
She will.
mijo.
Yeah. Anytime
She's
that
like
he
hey,
calls,
mijo. Like and then she
she's
touch boom.
always gonna be there
You
for
know,
him.
and that's what I'm grateful. You know what I mean? Like gratefully, I also have my mother. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, like with your answer or your
Yeah.
question to answer your question, it's tough, man.
How long? So he passed in 2014. So it's been 10 years.
Yes.
I know you didn't have kids in 2014.
Nuh-uh.
So do you feel like you had started thinking more about him, or it more so dawned on you, or processing his death after you had kids? Or is it just
Um.
now? Like, at what point are you like, I know that you grieved him in the beginning,
Right.
but
For
then at
sure.
some point we get busy with our own life that
Right. Yeah.
we like, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't say that we don't think about it, but it's like you get caught up in your
Yeah. Yeah.
everyday
For
life.
sure.
Now you
And
get
then
distracted with other
and out
things.
of nowhere it hits
Mhm.
you. And you're like, damn, I really can't call my dad. Like I can't.
Yeah. So when he passed away, it was like in January. So in March that same year, I had turned 21, and hell, like that,
No, you
or
kids.
20,
20. It was
20,
20.
20. I was
Yeah,
20,
you were
and then I was like, man, like my dad ain't here. Like
Mm-hmm.
it don't feel the same, whatever. So after a while, I kind of I wouldn't say I learned how to kind of live without him, but I was just doing my thing.
You
I was like, you
disassociate,
know what I
20.
really.
mean? I was just doing my
Mm-hmm.
thing, and then boom, like it just happened so quick. I think so. Like I met her, and then she got pregnant, and like the whole time I was like,
Not within that short.
well, yes, it took well,
Y'all
you
met
know,
and then she got pregnant.
I'm
Whoa.
skipping stages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
He's
skipping
skipping a
stages.
couple of
Well,
years.
yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you for the
Yes,
clarification.
I want to make sure I
Yeah,
clarify.
but
Not that same year. But,
so
as time passes.
so when she got pregnant, I was like, man, like I hope it's a boy, because to honor my dad,
Yeah.
because my son, my firstborn, is named after my daddy, Arturo.
Okay.
And so when I found out he was gonna be a boy, that's when I became happy, and I was like, but after that, I was just still kind of living like, I mean, I was young. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
Yeah.
23,
Yeah.
24, 25, 26, and I was still doing like I had my kids, I had her, my wife, and I was still like the homies coming over,
You're
just hanging
young.
out,
You're young
Relaxing,
But like
still.
now,
enjoying
like
life.
I think it finally like hit me. Is like, all right, dude, you gotta mature, man. Like you gotta.
How were you when that happened?
How old was I?
Hmm.
28, I think.
28. So it was like
Okay.
3 years ago.
3 years.
So 3 years ago,
Yeah,
guys.
3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. It's like, dude, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, and like, it just changed. And I was like,
Kind of just to figure out what you really want in life.
mm-hmm.
And like, what we doing?
Yeah.
Because I always knew that I wanted to be
Yeah, he did.
something or do something or be someone. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like be president. You know what I mean? It's just like I knew I was gonna do
Right.
something. You
But
know what I
in
mean?
a sense, I feel like also if you're always so serious about life and you don't get that, I wouldn't say the party stage, but that like making your errors and your mistakes and stuff like that,
For
Mhm.
sure.
then you end up doing it later in life because you're just so serious. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And luckily for you, you realized that at a younger age, because you're 20, you were 28 whenever you realized 3 years ago,
Mhm.
let's
Yeah.
say. So you're 31,
Mm-hmm.
30,
31.
31. Math in my business. But a lot of people don't realize it till they in their late 40s.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you still caught it before your 30s and
Yeah.
you realize, hey, like,
Yeah. And then before the business even took off, because his mom owns a business that was his dad's,
El Amigo,
El Amigo.
okay.
4907 West Marshall Avenue.
What do they sell and what is the
So
business?
yeah, so I mean,
El Amigo.
it's off of Highway 80. It's a little small store, but they sell your Mexican chips, Mexican sodas.
It's like a convenient Hispanic store.
Yeah, and you can also wire money to Mexico,
Mhm.
South Central America. all
So
legal.
it's your connection to South America,
Yeah,
Central America.
right.
Okay.
And that's one thing also. So like at my mom's store, which
Kind
is
of give him a backstory of how
yeah.
he kind of got that
So
business
so
going
so
before
like so to start the whole business, like I struggled a lot. Like to start the whole like food business, like I thought it was just easy. Like you pay a fee, you
Yeah.
buy your food trailer, or you buy your little restaurant, your local, or your whatever, boom, you're good to go. But I mean, it takes time. So like when I got the trailer, it took me a while. Finally, when I got the trailer, my food trailer, it was parked at the house for like what, like a month, 2 months,
Mm.
something like that. And so after I got the trailer, it still had to get inspected. So once you pass that inspection, you're good to go. If it didn't pass the inspection, you had to adjust,
Adjust
you know.
everything to it.
And after that, there was fees you had to pay and whatnot. So there's also another permit that you have to have, where you leave your food that that you
Yeah.
don't sell, or where you prep your food and all that. And so my daddy back in the day when he was still living, he was trying to kind of like start a small business inside his store, like a small restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
where he was trying to sell like tacos and quesadillas and tortas and
Tortas.
all that.
Mhm.
And he was doing good, but just what happened, But at the same time, I was able to use that location for my commissary location.
Okay.
It's like kind of like almost like he left everything ready
Kind of
for
set
me.
up.
Yes.
And then he didn't. And when we
Yeah.
were there, he's like, you know what? What it's crazy is that all this is my dad. Like, it's like him waiting. Like this been here for you to use, and I guess it never dawned on him until he was,
Yeah.
pursuing that
He
food
set you up
business.
for it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
for
it was
sure.
crazy
That's
because he
crazy.
had the sinks that we needed, the hand wash that you like, everything kind of what you need for a commissary.
Oh yeah.
And I think what's crazy, and they say there's no such thing as coincidence. It's just like
It
when it's
is,
gonna happen.
and then
Right.
it also marks. Sorry, and it also marks this year was 10 years that his dad passed away in January, and then he got his business 3 months after that, right? So it's like
Mm.
That's
so it was like crazy because it was like literally his anniversary was the 10 year mark.
well,
this
that
year.
just goes to show, like, whatever it is for you, it's for you. Like
Mhm.
afternoon, she calls me back and she's like, "Hey, we just had somebody turn in their notice. They'll be moved out in 2 weeks. You'll have it by the first of this month." And I'm like,
Wow.
"Okay." And I
Yeah.
went ahead and sent her the money or whatever. And then 2 months later, that we find out that my mom has stage 4 colon cancer.
Wow.
And I was like,
That is just
it
meant for
all
you to
fell
go.
in place
Yeah.
for me to move back
Back.
home to
Yeah.
be able to
To
be
be
close.
close with her.
So that's why I'm like, whenever something is for you,
Yes.
it's for you
Yeah.
because so many years I had applied, and
Mhm.
then all of a
This
sudden,
year.
and
That
out of all
specific year.
places,
Yeah.
out of all, like I would expect Houston or Dallas to call me
Yeah.
back because they're so busy.
Right.
But
Yep.
that I was like,
Yeah.
and since that moment on, I'm like, whatever is for you, it's gonna fall into
Yeah.
place because
Yeah.
there's no such thing as
Yeah.
coincidence.
Which I
Mhm.
think he has the gift of just him like wanting to do like I said, because I never been like, oh yeah, let's do this and that. But he's always told me, but I'm like, okay, man, like like all right,
It's like
and
okay.
then I'm
She
like,
like okay,
no,
here we
bet
go again.
here we go
It's
again.
like
But whenever you did go through with that, I was like, look,
hey,
because at times I think, I don't know if he would not doubt himself, but kind of like probably question. I was like, look, before you know it, it's gonna become that year when you already graduated your thing
Mm-hmm.
for school that you're going to for work. I was like, before you know it, you're gonna graduate, and then you're gonna have your food truck before you know it and get that going.
it just happened so quick. It's like
Yes.
So you know how there's things like that you pray for and that you wish
yeah,
that would happen,
for sure.
and then they're in your face and they're like, "What's up? What you gonna do?"
Yeah.
And then you're like, "Hold on, I'm still trying to figure
Yeah.
things out."
Yeah. They're trying to process it. It just
Yeah,
happened
because
so
I was
quick.
like, because he was like, no, if I'm gonna get a food truck business, I'm gonna get it the way I like it, and I'm gonna get it custom made. This, I was like, no, look, there's this used one, there's this other used one.
Mhm.
Let's just pay this amount. He's like, no, I want a brand
Should
new
we go
one.
on Facebook and go on like a
Oh my
marketplace?
God, listen.
No disrespect
Not
to anybody out there trying to
Yeah,
sell,
trying to, yeah,
but like
but
she would find like
I'm like, look, because I was like, just
budgeting.
worst case,
Yeah.
no, not even budget, like worst case scenario, if it,
If it all fails,
if it all
not
fails
the-
through,
yeah, exactly.
antagonist in the story.
It's like, come on,
And I was
don't
like,
need to
if all
look
of us
right.
through,
The
you know, like
pessimistic here.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And then I was like, now I'm like, no, we're gonna do it. Okay, let's go. I was like, it's
But there's this guy that I've been dealing with. So like the whole boot, like the whole birria
mhm.
business. Uh, that was like started like in 2022 when I
Mhm.
first started.
No, I think it's 2021, no? Or no?
It could be.
Yeah, it's like
2021,
21,
2020,
2022.
yeah,
Yeah.
around there.
Somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
To the people that's been my supporters since day one, they know.
Yeah.
But there's like this one guy from Dallas. Shout out to Beto Welders, from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with him for a long time, like trying to get me a trailer,
Yeah.
Yes.
and like me and him always stay connected through like Facebook and text messaging and whatnot. And then like there was like some tough years. He was like, back in the day, everything was cheaper. It's like,
Yes.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
And then like, well, all
Before
right,
COVID.
we're gonna make it happen, make it happen, make it happen. And then COVID hit, boom. So everybody was like just, laid off and
Luckily, you
freaking
still had your job and
quarantine.
I
You know
still
what
had
I mean?
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like everything slowed down, and after COVID, the material went up.
Everything
Mhm.
went, baby. Eggs is $5 a carton.
Exactly.
Just to get
For
No,
sure.
to clarify that, the
Girl.
60 count is $18.
No, you go to the
At Super
grocery
One.
store and just buy the basic for like what you finna make for breakfast, and it's $90.
Oh yeah,
And I'm like, what?
yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
You better off going out to eat
You got
somewhere.
to buy your own chickens and then have them homemade eggs.
God. And then you gotta
But we
buy
do
them
have chickens, but
fit-
our boys eat the chickens, well, the eggs.
Yeah.
Like that. So it's like we use 9 eggs, so it's like the whole week's worth of the chickens that they put out.
Damn.
So we're like, well, we're back to square one. We're gonna wait for next week, 'cause
But then like here we are in 2024, and then I hit up the homie and I was like, hey man, like I'm ready for the trailer now.
no, it was last year, 2023.
It was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
2023, but like almost the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then he gave me the price. I'm like, damn homie, like you
Start.
that's double. Like I got like blueprints right here. You told me it was so much. I said, hey homie, everything went up already.
Yeah.
It's off the roof. I was like, dang. I was like, what do I do now? And she was like, well, wait till next year. I said, nah, hell no. Like we gotta make it happen now.
Yeah.
No disrespect to like all the food vendors. It's like if they can do it, why can't I do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I made connections. I had like good connections. Um, they also helped me out, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna make it happen one way or another. We're gonna make it happen." And then boom, hit him up, and he was like, "What do you want? 12 foot, 60 foot, 18 foot, 24 foot?" I'm
They
like, "No."
like, hold on, what's up?
Like,
Here comes me.
Yeah.
Just
Go
do the
back.
12-foot one.
Baby, just keep
Yeah.
it simple
Yeah.
because we
Simple,
don't
and I was
even
like, do
know.
the 12-foot one, less money. We don't have to worry about it. You know?
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, if I'm gonna do this,
baby,
and
go
I
home.
pray, yeah. He was like, yes, exactly what he said. He said, go better, go home. He's like, I'm gonna do a 16-foot. I was like, Emmanuel, I was like, are you sure? And then he told me first, I was like, damn. I was like, okay, well, I was like, well, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna
Not
say
Leslie
nothing.
being scary.
I know, I am.
Yeah.
I was.
For
He told me,
sure.
I was like,
I'm like, I got it. Like, don't worry, I got it. All right, just support me.
yeah. He was like, just support me, be there. I was like, okay. I was like,
Mhm.
just do it.
So
I
how
was like,
how is that letting go of trust? Letting
hard?
like trusting, not being so controlling because you're
Hard.
controlling.
Yeah, I am very controlling. And then it's like I need to know like
What are
What-
we doing? How much money is it
Yes.
gonna make?
and
What are our payments gonna be?
and he's
and-
just like, no, don't worry about it. We can figure it out. No, it ain't no figuring out. I gotta figure this all out before you figure it out. I gotta make sure we all
What'd
figure
you
it
tell
out.
her, man?
But at the end of the day, she knows like
But yeah.
one way or another, like it always works. And like back
Yeah.
then, like I'm not saying we're like broke, bro.
Yeah.
But like back in the day, she would worry a lot, and I'm like, it's
But I'm
okay.
It
aware.
takes
Yeah.
money
I like
to
just
make money.
chill.
And then
Like
you
it's
gotta
gonna
give
be
it time.
okay.
Yes, because I was like, why are we gonna invest? What if if we invest so much money into this? What if it, I was saying worst case scenario, but I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But and then I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna just let you do you. I was like, if you think I'm just gonna be there to support you, and then we're just gonna do this, and we're just gonna keep going and keep going and keep going until God knows when.
Did you
and
come
then-
up with the recipe, or did both of y'all come up with the recipe?
He did. Yeah.
I did.
No, I did. I did not have anything
I
to do
did.
with that.
What you make the salsa sauce, girl?
That's like my mama makes good food and good
Yeah.
hot sauces.
Because you come from a family at parties.
Parties and makes
makes good food.
Like if you're coming to my parties and my family's parties, you're gonna get fed real good
all
food.
night,
All night.
and you gonna get drunk.
Yes, and
Yeah.
you gonna drink
That's the
because we
first
make
thing.
sure we
Get
cater.
drunk and
We
then
cater
eat.
to
cater.
everybody.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
cater. You definitely got
we
all
do.
types of fruit, food,
Yes,
Everything.
desserts,
liquor, beer,
Booze,
whatever you
everything. We
need.
make sure
Everything.
we take care of you. Make sure you're good. You need anything. If there's any food left over, go ahead take some to
Go
go.
take. You want something to
Say
go, girl?
Yeah,
leftovers.
go
Yeah.
ahead take
Go
some to
ahead.
go. Leftovers,
Mhm.
everything.
So you have the birria
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I got
recipe.
the bitter recipe. I mean, like I said, like my dad, he was always throwing it down in the kitchen. Like he always cooked,
Yeah.
came up with recipes, like, and then I don't know. I just think that kind of generated over to me.
What's the prep process for you guys? Like you guys set up. Okay, so right now, you guys operating hours are what? Once a week?
Yes, for the moment,
Currently,
once a
yeah,
week.
once a week.
Once a week.
On
Yes.
what days?
It just depends. It's mainly on the weekends. It could be a Friday or a Saturday.
Okay.
Because we still work. I still work full time.
We both
He
do.
does too, but he gets his full time. It's just Monday to Thursday.
Okay.
So he
what's the
doesn't
prepping
necessarily
process?
have to do.
The process, it's busy. I mean, it's
How
me
long?
a
How
lot.
long would you
Like
say the prepping process is? Like cooking the meat itself.
Just cooking it
Mhm.
itself,
8 hours.
like 6 to 8 hours.
Okay.
It just depends. Six
So
to
y'all
eight
start all the
hours
prepping on Thursday.
on Thursday. So if I cook Friday, it's
Mhm.
Thursday night. So like I'm usually in the trailer cooking the food at the location where I have to be at, and I can be there like from
When you get off,
Thursday to Friday in the
yeah, when you
morning.
get off work,
No
yeah.
sleep sometimes. It's
Okay.
like because it's a long process.
Because this is slow cooked meat. You have to
Yeah.
make sure you slow cook it so it can be tender and good. You know.
It's a process though for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, but before that, like you know, round up your meat, round up like everything else you're gonna sell in the trailer, like all your sides and all that.
Mhm.
It's like an all big thing sometimes. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
because we're there like in the afternoons when I get off work. I'll go over there and do the hot sauce, let it cool down, put it in the fridge, and then have to prep it and put them all in the containers.
It's
And
a
Yeah.
process though for sure.
You gonna put them
It's a
kids to
process.
work?
eventually,
I don't think
Adrian's
so.
trying to work, and I'm like, wait, you're not old enough yet, but yeah,
Girl, put that boy on payroll.
yeah,
He
I could.
he is
Yeah.
definitely old enough to put
See,
sauce in the
he just
container.
now that he's 15 years, and then obviously you need your food handlers and all that. So anybody that does,
But like the younger boy, like my youngest one, man, all he thinks is about eating. That's all he thinks about.
He don't
I
eat
want to
taste-
eat. I want to
taste
eat.
testing.
So like, if he goes to work, he's gonna go to work, but he's gonna eat all the food. So I'm like, no, baby, I
Who
can't
is that,
have you,
baby?
baby boy.
Baby,
Baby.
sit down somewhere, please,
Yeah, for
because we do
sure.
not need you
For
to
sure.
eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, he ready to eat all the
Mhm.
time. And then Arturo también, because Arturo, he's like ready to eat, and he's like starving, almost in death row.
Oh
If he
no,
don't get
death row.
yes, if he don't get his meals, he's like, I'm about to die if
Yeah.
he don't get fed.
Uh-huh.
So
And
the
that-
process takes a while,
Yes,
Yeah, it takes a while.
and then
You
both
have
of
to
y'all
prep
be
all
in the
week.
both of y'all be in the truck.
Yes.
It just well, yes. So on Saturdays, so when we first started, it was just Saturdays. So like me and her, and it can be like her sister or my
Mhm.
brother, just depending. But since now, like we're kind of doing Fridays, because I told myself like if I'm gonna start doing this, I want to also make time for my family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, for my boys. So Arturo and baby, they have sports, and Adrian too. They have sports Saturday, Sundays. I was like, I can go ahead and just sell on Fridays
Yeah.
because I'm off on Fridays and just serve. But she can't serve on Fridays or be with me in the trailer because she has her job still. You know what I mean? So
So who's in there with you?
for the moment, it's you remember Poncho, my uncle,
Yes.
His
Poncho,
dad's brothers.
my dad's brother, and then you remember Bruno,
Yes.
him too.
Okay.
Yes, both of them.
And the reason why I'm saying yes
It's
to
crazy
that,
because it comes into a
because
circle.
me and him used to work together
Yeah.
when he was really young. We worked at the same restaurant.
Mhm.
And did your dad manage that one? He managed
he
a
did.
different location.
Yeah, the one on the loop.
Yeah, so he managed a different location, but we both worked together.
Right.
I was a waitress, he was a bus boy, and then went back
Yeah.
to a dishwasher, and then
A cook.
moved to a cook.
Mhm.
And his uncles worked there.
Right.
And your uncle would cuss up a storm and cuss us out if we didn't get them damn plates out in time because your
Right.
food getting cold,
Yeah.
and then people gonna be complaining, and you gotta bring it back.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and then me and Leslie have been friends since middle school, high school.
I think middle
Eighth
school.
grade.
Middle school, like 6th grade.
No,
No?
no,
Or is that Laura?
That was really hard, maybe, because we got in a fight.
Did
We
we?
got in a fight, and it was like my 8th grade year that we became cool.
Y'all got in a fight?
We got into a
I
fist
don't
fight.
think so. I don't even remember, Jackie.
Really?
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
But it's been
Are you guys ever planning on opening a restaurant?
Um, I'm the type of person that doesn't really like to plan stuff.
He don't.
I just take it day by day. Whatever
Okay.
happens, happens. It's just like if it happens next month, it happens next month. If it doesn't happen next month, it's like all right, I see a vision, let's make it happen. It's like the food trailer, you know what I mean? It's like
Mm-hmm.
with the food trailer, it's like kind of like I wanted it,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know when it was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like boom, it happened. And then with like business going so good, thank God, people like from work or friends outside of work or just family be like, man, you're doing so good. Go ahead and open up the restaurant. But I don't want to go ahead and jump
Yeah.
right away
Yeah.
because I've been doing this from the food trailer like what
4 months.
3 4 months.
We started in June.
You know what I mean? It's just
June,
like
July, August, September. 4 months.
I don't want to jump into it right away because I still have
Mm-hmm.
my main job.
Mm-hmm.
My 9 to 5 job, and this is just like a side hustle. Like
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, this is my name, our name. This is my dad's name. Like I'm pursuing his dream and my dream, and But at the same time, I was like, I don't want to jump the gun because what happens in like a
But I
year from
always tell
now?
him, I was like, you don't know what can happen or what will happen. You will never know. But I was like, I was like, we're just gonna keep going
Has
until
that
we figure
how
something
has
else.
the business has it tested y'all's marriage?
I don't think it has. I don't really think it has.
Nah.
I think it actually made me more. It probably changed me more
Mm-hmm.
as to the fact I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get it done, or he's be like, man, like, what do you think? Like, are
She's
we
just
gonna
more
sell out?
impatient. That's all it is. At the same time, like, it hasn't affected our marriage at all.
No.
But I think to be honest, she thinks at times like she don't say it, but I feel like she's like, all right, you don't have time for me no more. But I tell her,
Yeah.
look,
But I also mess with you
yeah,
about
for
it.
sure. But from the beginning, I tell her,
Not
but
Leslie
no, but
asking for time
being honest
I was
though,
like, okay,
and being
coworker.
sentimental. Not
yeah,
coworker.
All right, coworker.
no,
Okay,
no,
coworker.
no, for
Okay,
sure.
roommate.
Like getting into it for sure. It's like
Yeah.
like being
Yeah.
honest. I've told her like, look, because she told me like, look, when we start this business, you might miss out, on like your kids' games, uh, baseball games, football games, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But like I told her, look, this is our business. We can try to sit there and schedule when we're gonna sell, when we're not gonna sell.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
that's what I told
If
him
we go out of
too.
town,
Yeah,
hey,
we go out of
we
town
go out of town, we make it
because at the
happen.
end of the day, I told him I was like, I don't want. Yes, I know it's about business and we need to be out there, but at the same time, we're not gonna sit there and like depend on our. No, I don't want to say our customer schedule, but like I think they also need to be understanding because most of everybody has kids, and we're at that age at time. It's like I don't want to spend less time with my
Mhm.
kids
Mhm.
because I don't really know how
I just
long I
make it
have to
happen for
be.
my kids.
Yeah.
I make it happen
And
because
so
like
if we're able to bring them like on
yeah,
the car show that we did, we were able to bring them, and I mean, obviously they didn't come inside the trailer, but they were outside. We were able to
Right.
put a tent so they can come with us, and they were excited to even just be
Just
there with
including
us.
them.
Yeah, just including
yeah.
them being there, and then we like functions like that because we know we're able to bring them, and we feel like not neglecting them, but obviously we never neglect them because they're always somebody that we trust
Yeah.
or whatever. Like my mom, my dad, my sister, they're always there for them.
But
But
I think that's kind of the struggle, and I wouldn't even say a struggle. It's like where you have to prioritize whenever you are trying to do a side business, like your side hustle.
For sure.
Mhm.
Because like with me with braiding, I had to cut back on some hours too because Trey has football.
Exactly. And
So
as you should though.
and yeah, and then like my job is very demanding too.
Mhm.
But then it's like I also like with me being a single parent, I also do need that extra money. So it's
Mhm.
like, okay, where am I going to draw the line, or where am I going to be like not be so ambitious to where like now I'm cutting into the kids'
Kids'
time
time, yes.
because I just want to make that extra money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it is definitely a struggle, but with you guys,
Yeah.
you know, it'll be time. Y'all would definitely have to carve out
Yeah.
the time for date nights because y'all still have to date.
Yeah.
And I feel like and
Which we
just
just had a date last week.
and just listening to like different podcasts and stuff like that, and for me, because I don't have a relationship like that, so I would figure that date nights are really important in a marriage because you guys lose sense of togetherness or what y'all fell in love with about each other
Yeah.
whenever y'all are so wrapped up in being parents and being
Yeah.
employees and being entrepreneurs and all of that.
For
So
sure.
still making that
A
time.
lot.
So I like it whenever I see you guys. I'm like, okay, Leslie at the boats and stuff, and they on their date night.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love seeing stuff
But
like
it's kind
that.
of funny though, because like the kids, so like my youngest is 6, right? Baby 6, about to be 7 in January. Turbo, Arturo, he's 7, about to be 8 in November, and it's so crazy because at that young age, you sit there.
You sit there.
Yeah, you sit there. You know,
Literally,
we
sit
can
there.
talk
Literally
to
sit
them.
there.
We can talk to them, and I'm like, hey, baby, like I'm about to step out,
Mhm.
and then he be like, where you going, Daddy? About to go make that money? Like I'm about to go work. Like they're okay with it. You know what I mean?
They
Like
understand.
like on Saturday when I do have an event, like for like a pop up for a food trailer, because there's luckily blessing that there's been people like reaching out to me
Yeah.
like, hey, we need you here or there, you know, wherever the case is. And if she can't go, like I have like certain people I can reach out to, like, hey, come work
Yeah.
with me, help me out, you know, whatever the case is. And I told my kids, I'm like, look, I know you got a football game or whatever the case is. Are you okay with me going? Like, hey, kid, Daddy, gonna make that money. You know what I mean? But it's not
Yeah,
about
he'll
money.
ask him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
he just
like I'll
asks
But
talk to
I
them.
think that's
Yeah.
very important too, is being transparent with your
Right.
kids and letting them know
Yeah.
like this is where the goal is. Like, so I don't know if like, well, your parents are not gone, but like with me, my parents didn't leave anything behind. Like in a sense where like there's people that get land
Yeah.
inherited or business inherited or things like that. So it's like, damn, like I wish I came from a family that did have all that so I could put me
Shit,
in place
me
or
too.
even inherit something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I won't be paying rent or I could
Yep.
inherit this, inherit that.
Mhm.
But you know, I
They
didn't
don't-
have that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the goal would be to leave something behind, and
For
not
your
for my
children.
kids, for the grandkids, or something for them to inherit.
Right.
Did you have anything inherited?
I think so.
Nothing besides just the stuff that
I
your daddy
mean,
bought
just
for the business
I mean, yeah.
that he had.
I mean, just pretty much whatever left behind. I mean, but my mom was still living, so it's really just more of hers
Yeah.
than what is mine. So you know, he left his house, what he paid off already, and he left the business, which is his store. You know what I mean?
But your mom's still
But she,
occupying
yes,
it.
but she's still like working it, running business and whatnot. So I mean, other than that, if he left any, I guess you would say money, you know, that would be more for my mom because
Mhm.
I never took like I never try to say, hey, that's my money. You know, it's
Yeah.
like my mom's still here. That's your money. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? So
for sure. So, and then with Leslie, your parents are very supportive with you.
Supportive of me or
Like if you guys needed it, they
Oh
would be
yeah,
very,
yeah,
very,
yeah.
very much
My dad,
supportive
my dad's like he probably saved up and they missed a damn day
of work.
of work in his whole damn life. Like even when he's sick, he still goes to work. I said,
Oh,
Daddy,
I'm
I think you need to stay home. He's like, no. One day, I think it was snowed, and when that year that it snowed here,
Yeah, 2021 or
yes,
somewhere
well,
like
he
that.
was going to I-20 and he done skedaddle out, and yeah.
Well, that
But we told him, I was like, you don't have to go to work. Like it's snowing and the roads are slippery. Like, why are you going out there? He's like, no, I have to go to
it's a
work.
mentality.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
he's
And
never missed, even when he
have you
felt
missed
bad.
work?
Yes, I have.
Do you take your PTO?
I do. I really do
and I
because I'm
think
like now
I
I'm
think
like,
that's also like a culture thing.
but I really
Yeah.
don't miss for no reason. And even if then, my dad's always like, you have to go to work. You have to go to work. You can't miss. Like, so if I'm missing work, it's for a reason and a good reason. It's not like just
No,
because I
baby,
don't
take
want.
the PTO.
Yeah.
I bet
Because
you.
he,
I bet you
no, no.
anything. You got a whole bunch of time.
I probably do.
Yeah, I know I got like over probably 200 hours.
I still
Mhm.
have like over 2 weeks of vacation.
Yeah.
So I
Mhm.
just don't take them. You know,
Mhm.
For what reason?
For
for no
Mexican,
reason.
because
yeah.
No reason.
Mexican.
Yeah, because you're like you got to go to work. It's like you got to
Yeah,
go to work. You got to get up. You got to go to work. You got to can't miss work. What they gonna say about you because you missed some work and now
but
you're
then the crazy
overthinking.
thing about it is that as soon as you die or something happen to you, they're gonna replace you.
Yeah, they will.
They're gonna post that
That's
job.
anywhere. That's
That's
anywhere
So
you
anywhere.
it's
go.
like we also have to take that in
Yeah.
For sure.
consideration and to get out of that mentality of like,
Hmm.
no, I have to serve and I have to be
Yeah.
this good employee because they could replace us any minute.
And that's what I try to tell my dad now because I'm like, Dad, you have a lot of time. Like he's
I just think,
like for the
but
month of
at the
December, he
moment
has like a
though,
month.
but at the moment, I think you just need to be appreciative with what you got,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like you say, you can be replaceable but still be alive.
yeah.
You know, I mean,
Hmm.
once you die, then that's out of your hand.
Be responsible with your PTOs, guys.
Exactly. There you go. There you go.
Let's get a card. So pull a card
Go ahead.
All
and then you
right.
pull a card. All three? Just her? Okay.
Okay. What is something you've done that would make your younger self proud?
Mm,
Oh, that's a lot of things. Um, I've graduated college, which I probably never thought I was gonna go to college because my parents. I don't even think that
they
they
pushed it on you.
knew that they could that I could even go to college because obviously they're immigrants. They never thought they're just like as long as you graduate high school, as long as you graduate
Yeah.
high school, and that was it. I didn't know any life after high school. So I was ended up graduating college, even with the obstacle of me getting pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to finish my college within my 4 years
Okay.
of even having that obstacle to go through, which was hard because I wanted to give up every day after I
Baby,
had
I know
every day, but
that.
I did not because I was like, no, I'm gonna do this, and I have to do this, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this. So I had no option.
Oh,
So
give me a card. Same
oh,
card.
same card.
For me, or okay.
What's something that I've done that would make me that would make your younger self proud? I think would be, well, graduating college for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But being independent and being able to, I guess, raise the kids by myself and overcome whatever obstacles came with all of that.
All of that,
All of
which
the
was a lot.
all of the adversities that I have faced. I think that my younger self would definitely be proud of where we're sitting right
Yes.
now.
Very proud, Jackie.
So
I'm very proud of you.
thank you.
Very proud.
Uh,
Emmanuel.
so same question for me. I think it's more like that. I think it's more like I've made it. I'm still here. You know, I made some bad choices when I was younger, growing up.
Hmm.
I mean, I could easily been in jail or still running the streets,
Yeah.
or I mean, I'm not saying I was thugging, but I had friends that were in the wrong footsteps. My mom growing up, she took care of me, make sure I was out of trouble. But sometimes I would like step over the boundaries and kind of gave her hell growing up. Like her being up 2, 3 in the morning, or maybe like
Worrying about
yeah,
you.
for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Just like out there just trying to kick with the homies. Just you
You were
know,
just being a
just being a
teenager.
Exactly.
teenager. It's just like now I'm glad where I'm at. Like I own my own house. I got my kids. I got my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I got a good job. I mean, I have a vehicle. You know what I mean? It's just like stuff like that. It's like
That
A
stability.
you know
car.
what I mean.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I'm okay. Like I'm not the richest, but I'm doing good for myself.
And you still
You
have
know
so
what I
much
mean?
more time to go.
Yeah.
And yeah, and
And
it's just like I see friends and like random people that still have their father, and I wish I had that.
yeah.
It's like I'm doing all this with her and with my mom. Like
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Your
for sure,
family.
I have a circle that supports me. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like I have a few close friends, a few close friends that are family. You know what I mean? Like I still got my brother, still got my sister, but like I wish I had my dad still. You know what I mean? Because I know for sure he'd be like my backbone or his backbone. Like,
Yeah.
hey, daddy, like, what should I do here?
And I think that you don't really, like they say, the saying is definitely true. You don't realize what you have until it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And a lot of, like, I used to ignore my mom's calls
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't want to hear her telling me, ¿A dónde estás?
Where you at? ¿Dónde estás?
¿Qué estás
¿A
haciendo?
qué hora vas a llegar
Yeah,
a la casa? Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
¿Ya comieron los niños?
Mm-hmm.
Stuff
Yep.
like that. And I'm like, or she'll ask me,
He tells me that he was like, "Have you even talked to your dad today?" And I'm like, "No, but maybe I should message him."
yes. Or she'll ask me
Mhm.
like about stuff that I'm like, Mom, I am trying to get away from thinking about
Yeah.
all the negative stuff. Can you please not? So I would like not talk to her just because my mom was definitely always like thinking about the worst that could happen. So I would limit my conversations
Conversation
with
with
her
her.
because it was always something that was like more so on the pessimistic side. And now I wish that I could call her
Call
and
her.
I could
Yep.
tell her,
Yeah.
or just even go to her house on a heavy day because
Mhm.
I know that when I would go to her house,
She'll take
my
care of you.
kids, my
Or
kids
take
were not my kids anymore. They
Yeah.
were her kids.
Yep.
And I could just let them be.
Yes.
Eat up for groceries and whatnot.
Yeah. Or like,
Yeah.
Mom, I'm gonna take this. Or you got some toilet paper, I'm gonna take that too. Like, just
Dang,
go
girl.
shopping at mama's house.
Yep.
One thing my mom always had, she was always stocked up on toilet paper, napkins, and waters. She had to
Yeah.
have 3 cases of water for sure.
My parents have 5.
Yes, for sure. And I'm like, she's like, I need to go get more waters because I'm running low. I'm like, Mom, you
got
literally have 3
3.
cases right there. What are you? She's like, no, because that's, and then like toilet paper
Mhm.
stocked up, all the same, like, anyway. But now I'm like, I wish that I could have that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so much that I complained about it. Like, sometimes I do need to hear those, "Tú échale ganas, mija," you know,
Oh yeah. For sure.
and it's okay. And
Yep.
you're gonna be fine. Or like, she was a single mom too, so randomly she'll give me $100, and then I'm like, what is this for? Like, I didn't. She's like, para los tacos, ve a comprar tacos a los niños.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then she knew like there were some days that you just making it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kind of like
and
my mom though, you know, like my mom, like I wouldn't say she struggles. She's doing good for herself. But at time when like she does stuff for my kids, I'm like, nah, mom, like don't worry
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Like for their birthday every year, $100. You
hmm
know, like it could be Adrian, Turbo or
Mhm.
Baby every year. Or for Christmas, I ain't got no present, but mira, $100. Cien
hmm
para ti, 100 para ti, 100 para ti.
To me, I was like, "She
I'm
don't
like,
gotta
mom,
do
you don't gotta do
that."
that, man.
Yeah.
But
You
let me
know,
borrow it real
you
quick.
know what I'm saying?
Let me
I
Yeah,
told
for
my daughter, I
sure.
was like, "She ain't gotta do that."
At the
Like,
end
as
of the
long
day,
as
is
she's
what I'm
there,
saying. It's just
Yeah.
like,
you know, she don't
at the
gotta
end of
do
the day, what I'm
that.
saying, like,
But
parents are always gonna be supportive. You know, at
Yeah.
least our parents, as far as growing up, like they always make sure we're good. Had clothes on our back, had a roof over our top.
We didn't miss a meal.
we didn't miss
Never
the
did.
meal. Not
Yeah.
once.
But thank you guys. Get another one? Okay. If you woke up in a room with everyone you've ever met, who's the first person you look for? Outside of family or family, a person that I've ever met, who's the first person that I will look for? Um, of course, like it'll be my mom, but like
Yeah.
outside of the gimmick of like immediate family, I will look for Ashley. Ashley is Corey's sister.
Mm.
And I would look for her because she definitely helped me out a lot whenever, and she was also like an influence to me. She let me stay with her whenever I moved to Beaumont, and I stayed with her and
Mm.
her husband for about 6 months until I could get on my feet, and then I eventually moved the kids down there with me. And she was like, "Why are you not going back to school? Like, you go back to school. Like, why do you just want to get your associates? Go back and get your bachelor's."
Bachelor's. Yeah.
And I was like, you're right. I
Well, it should.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was definitely a big influence in that aspect
Yeah.
Very good.
Me.
of things. Not
It's on
you.
me.
Yep.
I mean, just being straightforward and honest. I just my daddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I haven't seen them in heck. I
10
mean,
years.
there's silent when I go to sleep. Before I go to sleep, I'm just like I just want to dream with them. You know what I mean? And it never happens. And then when it does happen, it's random. I'm like, dang, like what happened? You know, like I wake up and I'm like, I forget it. You know, it's like
You've never dreamed about him?
I have, but it's rare.
And I think you always say that it's like a blur or something.
Rare.
Like
It's like
he's like, I don't even know what I dreamed about, but I just and I'm like, what do you mean? And he was like, it's just you know. I'm like,
yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, if I can just like, if I woke up and I saw him, like I would just
Go back.
Yeah.
What about you, Leslie?
I really don't know because it's
Anybody you've ever met, who'd you look for?
probably my
Me?
sister.
No. Your sister.
Probably my sister, because she's
Yeah.
always been there for me and the kids. Like and then probably my cousin Michelle too, though.
Oh, Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle.
That damn Michelle.
I guess
baby.
because I know she's not my aunt's no longer here.
Uh-huh.
You know, and then because I know she, you know,
Uh-huh.
she's without my aunt.
So you
And
know that
I knew that early
You
on.
know that void that she's feeling.
Yes, exactly. So I think her too.
Okay.
And she's one. I mean, I don't. I think she's one of my closest cousins.
Yeah.
Which I have a lot, you know, a lot of cousins. But I think for her, my heart, it's more
Yeah, heavy towards her.
to her. Because I guess I also put myself in my place, like you know that was my mom's sister.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I was vice versa, like if it was me,
yeah,
you know,
you would want somebody to be there for you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
You want to pull that card? Intimacy?
Yeah.
Not
We go. No, you answer it because you pulled it, and then we pass it on.
All right. How do you express yourself when you are angry?
Oh,
Manuel is
no. Let him answer. How do you express yourself when you're angry?
When I'm angry?
Yes.
It's rare when I'm angry.
Yeah, he really
it's
is.
It's rare. I have a lot of patience. Hell, it has
he
to
do.
Be. Nah, it's
he
gonna
really
sound.
do.
It's gonna sound.
Okay, well, when you angry, how do you express yourself?
Man, I'm like, I'm about to shoot that motherfucker. I'm like, nah. I mean, I don't know. It's just like when I'm like angry, I have no filter. It's like I black out, and she trying to calm me down. I'm like, hold on, hazte pa allá porque también tú cabrón. You know what I mean?
Okay, because anybody in the crossfire, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Nah, it's just I don't know. It's just like, what is it?
It sounds like PCs.
Yeah, PCs.
Pisces.
Yeah.
Just there.
How do you express yourself when you're angry?
I just don't say nothing. I think I close myself off.
You shut down?
And I shut down and I just like
walk off.
Don't even care. Like just do my own thing. Like in
You're
my own little world.
nonchalant?
Yes, like my nonchalant, my own world. And I'm like, okay.
Is that
but that's also my older self, because my younger self probably go off.
So when you're angry now, you just shut down.
Yeah. Well, it's not that I shut down. I just don't let it.
You don't react?
Yeah, I don't react to it. I'm like, okay.
Oh, y'all healed because baby. When I am angry,
because I don't. Yeah.
I'm trying to work on it, but I am very expressive, and like you're gonna have to hear what I'm feeling. Like you're gonna feel
you're gonna feel your hurt.
No, not feel, but you're gonna hear what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So when I am angry, I think I am very. My mouth is very bad in a sense where like I'm gonna say some shit that
it's gonna hurt you.
Probably gonna hurt your ego.
Yeah.
And once I say that, there's no going back.
Yeah.
And
I guess
that's
probably
probably
like that.
That's probably not the best way to go because
yeah.
When I say those things out of anger, then I'm like, okay, I'm over it now. Can we please
just go get ice cream?
Can we just be friends again, please?
Well, that's what she should have answered. That's how she is. It's like
I guess it's just
like,
hell no, you got me.
And after a while, she's like, "Go give me a hug, baby." I'm like, "Hell no,
hell no, you just told me that. I was you just told me that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
At times, because that was the old me though. Because the recent
yesterday.
me, no.
That was yesterday.
A day ago me. No, I'm just kidding. But no, because now I'm just like, okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay.
Nah, you still gotta let it out. The Leslie I know,
that
you still gotta let it out.
Yeah.
No,
I used to could, but now I'm just like, okay, all right.
I don't know. I'm trying to get to that place where I'm just like, you know what? Why is this making me angry? Why is this triggering me? Is it triggering a childhood issue or is it triggering a relationship issue? And
Yeah.
if so, why is it triggering me?
Yeah.
Like, what do I have to come to terms with?
Yeah, that
So
makes
it's more
sense.
like reflection now.
Yeah.
But whew, it does take a lot of work to get there to where you don't
Right.
react
Yeah.
whenever you're angry.
But I think at times it's more like what you got going on in life. It's like us, we're always busy,
Well, yeah,
up
that
and
too,
going,
because if you're
up and going.
like, damn, like I do not need your shit today.
Yeah, for sure.
Leave
It's
me
not
alone.
the day.
And like I understand with her. I mean, like she does more than I do, but it's like her mornings, wake up, boys, put your clothes on for school, take them to school,
And have their practice
and
stuff
then practice gear
ready.
on because they practice like nearly Monday to Thursday. That's all
Mm-hmm.
they do.
Baby,
And
Football,
on top of
to
that,
look, y'all
football.
know
on
it's
top
the
of
NFL.
that,
Y'all gonna have to miss a day.
Yeah, I mean, Birria. You know what I mean? It's like it's a
Y'all are
lot. It's a
busy.
lot.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot. But I don't let it get overwhelmed. The old me, I think I would have got overwhelmed, and I would have got like so. But
So
now
what
I'm
do you
like
do?
taking it day by day because I'm like every day I'm awake. My kids are here. All three of my kids are
Yeah,
here, and they're at school, and they have me and their
they're
dad.
healthy.
We're
They're
okay.
healthy. We're not going through nothing. We're not suffering through nothing. Thank God. Like I always tell them, like we pray. Like
It could have been
yes,
worse.
it could have been
Heck
Could
worse.
have been
yeah.
worse.
And then I was like yes, we don't go to church every day, but I always tell kids like God's always with you.
Yeah.
Your mommy or daddy's always gonna be here for you. We always try to tell like be nice. Make sure you treat others. You don't know what others are going through
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So I always try to make it a lesson for. I mean, every morning, Adrian probably gets tired of me because I'm
He
always
about to
making a
damn.
life
I'm
lesson.
like shit. I'm going through some shit too today.
Shit,
Somebody need to be compassionate with me.
uh-huh.
Yes, and then I mean,
I mean, I can only say so much. Like I told Jackie, I don't like to plan stuff, but how I'm seeing stuff, the oldest one, I mean, I just hope he just makes
gets a
it through
good.
life and really focus on what he really wants to do. Because I think now he's 15, and I don't think he understands what he really wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Arturo, the middle one, I don't know. Remember Arturo Turbo? Turbo, thank you. He is a monster, man. And like everywhere we go on the baseball field,
And he
on
has
the
his
football field,
mindset, like
on the football
Ambitious.
field,
yes,
everywhere. It's like he already told me he wants to be someone. So I
yes,
so I support him. If he if he gets like a
yeah.
college scholarship or he makes the NFL, MLB, that's his mindset.
That is his.
His mindset
Yes,
is for sure, for sure. All
yes.
he's worried about and it's crazy. Like he's young, but his mindset is like, Daddy, I'm gonna make it pro, make money, and take care of you. I said, shit.
Okay,
I
well
hope you do.
shit.
Come on,
Let me ask Trey what he
and
thinking I'm doing
and that's his
because
mindset. And my baby boy, I mean, he's gonna be my baby boy. If he don't make it big, I'm gonna take care of him. Me or Turbo, we gonna take care of him.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, just for the future, like I just hope they grow up to be as old as me or older, and just be healthy kids, and just have fun and just
and
have
be happy.
have more than whatever I had.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Because I told Adrian, I was like, "You're the oldest." I was like, "You have your little brother and Arturo and baby." I said, It's y'all three." I was like, "Even after me and Daddy are gone," I said,
yeah.
"You're the one that has to keep your brothers together. Y'all have to be together. Y'all always have to make sure all of y'all are okay, no matter what."
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
do.
yeah. We do. I mean, not a whole lot of people know this, but I mean, and I don't show it either. But I'm hard on my kids. Like,
Hmm.
but just at the house though, in the
Yeah,
household because
we
because
make.
if you let them go like wild buck wild, and I don't show them no education or any manners, stuff like that,
Respect.
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 Yes.
It's hard to
Exactly, it's
Yes.
reel
hard
them
to get
back
them
in.
back. I was like when I play with them, they know I'm playing with them. But when I'm being
Hmm.
serious with them, they should know I'm being serious with them. If they sit there and I'm talking to them respectfully, like, "Hey, you need to do this," and they smart off, I pop them. You know,
Hmm.
or if not, I talk to them like, "Look, son, correct yourself.
Hmm.
You should know what you should be doing. You know what I mean? For sure,
Exactly.
for
Yes.
sure, for sure. But I think as a father, I've been doing an okay job, a good job, because like now, like me and my youngest one, like, hey,
Mhm.
I teach him like, hey, what's up, baby? And at the time he wouldn't like talk back. I was like, hey, they're talking to you, talk back to them.
Yeah.
Yes sir, no sir, no ma'am, yes ma'am, boom. You know what I mean? It's like
Mhm.
in practice. Oh yeah, really? Do you really?
Okay,
He was,
Turbo.
yeah, he was probably working because he sometimes when he does work, I have to take him. So sometimes I wait in the car.
And you
Or
be, baby,
I'm like,
this is
baby,
me time.
you go out there and do your
Yeah.
thing.
Let me know
Just
when
You
make
gotta send me that
sure you
video,
do it
Flip.
well because you know
For
I got to
sure.
tell your daddy.
For sure. Yeah, for sure, brother. Appreciate it, brother.
But
Appreciate it. Appreciate
Arturo is like he has the mindset.
it. Yeah.
He really do have the
He's
mindset,
a.
and I think just like him, he's really
Mhm.
ambitious.
Yep.
he's
Yep.
Well, thank
really
you.
ambitious, and then Adrian, we try to get him to kind of think about everyday life. I mean, like, you're getting older. I tell him though, I'm like, you got 3 years before you get out the house.
Every kid is different.
It is.
So
They
it's
are.
like they could be raised under the same circumstances,
Yeah.
but they could be night and day.
Yes.
Like Trey and Jada are night and day.
Right.
Mhm.
And it's like same circumstances, same preaching, same everything, but they're just
Different.
night and day.
Yeah.
Right.
And so parenting doesn't come with a blueprint.
Nope.
No.
So each child you have to parent a certain way.
Right.
And that's the most difficult thing and a challenge because it's like you have a teenager, then you have the little ones.
The little ones. Yes.
And it's like your parenting with your teenager is going to be totally different from them.
Mhm.
And then once they get to that age, your parenting is going to adjust to them. That.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm just thankful that they're good kids.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like you always want I feel like you would always want that in a relationship. It's like where somebody is ambitious and has the vision.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you're like, okay, I'm willing to follow it.
All right, baby,
But
do you?
But you also have to. It's like a give and
Yes.
take in a situation.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But I want to thank you guys for spending your Sunday evening with me
For sure.
and coming out and talking.
Thank you for having
And,
us.
So MEN0'S Birria.
Yes.
You gotta roll the R.
Birria.
There you go.
Birria.
I did.
Jackie
You guys
Mexican.
post up. Follow him on Facebook.
Yes.
And you guys post up either Fridays, but right now with football season, you guys are doing only Fridays.
Yes. After October, the month of November, we're going to try to do Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay.
Which
Yes.
probably towards the beginning of November, depending, because they're looking like we probably make it to playoffs.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Playoffs.
We might be making it to playoffs.
'Cause,
So.
hold on.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
So for
But,
sure, just be on
yeah.
the lookout.
But
So-
we also want to be there for like the customers that do support us.
But
and
the
stuff,
best way
but-
to
If y'all add us
keep
on
up.
Facebook, yeah, for sure. If y'all add us on Facebook, so there's 2 pages out there. There's one
Okay.
you can follow and one you can add. So y'all make sure y'all do the one where you can add, send a friend request,
Mhm.
Okay.
and then it'll have all the updates of
Yes.
when, what day will pop up, what hours will schedule, pretty much like the whole deal.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, you guys make sure y'all get you a plate.
For sure.
They are
Yes.
the meat is very, very tender.
Thank you.
Yes.
And the
Thank you.
hot sauce is good.
Thank you.
And the consomme is
On point.
delicious.
Thank you so
Because
much.
you could like drink it.
Yeah,
So you guys make sure y'all check them out.
For
And
sure.
thank you guys again for
You're
stopping
welcome, Jackie.
Thank you.
by. On all the feels because we did explore some topics.
Yes. That we weren't not
and
trying
we
to
did
get there.
and we did touch all of them.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
y'all.
Uh,